live,
live.
live, live.
Please subscribe.
Live, lived.
Live, lived.
Live,
Live.
where do you live?
Where do you live?
We live in Priya Sihanouk.
We live in Priya Sihanouk.
Mary lives with her parents.
Mary lives with her parents.
Live together.
Live together.
They fell in love and started to live together.
They fell in love and started to live together.
Live alone.
Live alone.
I'm very happy living alone.
I'm very happy living alone.
Now I get used to living alone.
Now I get used to living alone.
Live apart.
Live apart.
The couple have lived apart for 4 years.
The couple have lived apart for 4 years.
The jobs forced the couple to live apart.
The jobs forced the couple to live apart.
Live nearby, close by.
Live nearby, close by.
Do you live nearby?
Do you live nearby?
I used to live close by the sea.
I used to live close by the sea.
Live on an island.
Live on an island.
About 5,000 people live on this island.
About 5,000 people live on this island.
When I retire, I want to live on an island.
When I retire, I want to live on an island.
Live on a street.
Live on a street.
He lives on Norodom Street.
He lives on Norodom Street.
Live on the streets.
Live on the streets.
There are many mentally ill people living on the streets.
There are many mentally ill people living on the streets.
Live at home.
Live at home.
Both his children still live at home.
Both his children still live at home.
Sok is 30 years old, but he still lives at home.
Sok is 30 years old, but he still lives at home.
Live next door.
Live next door.
Who lives next door to you?
Who lives next door to you?
I live next door to an American family.
I live next door to an American family.
Live just across the street from somebody.
Live just across the street from somebody.
She lives just across the street from me.
She lives just across the street from me.
A place to live, somewhere to live.
A place to live, somewhere to live.
He needs a place to live in this city.
He needs a place to live in this city.
We are still looking for somewhere to live.
We are still looking for somewhere to live.
Live well, comfortably, happily.
Live well, comfortably, happily.
They earn enough money to live well.
They earn enough money to live well.
They have enough money to live comfortably.
They have enough money to live comfortably.
All she wanted was to get married and live happily ever after.
All she wanted was to get married and live happily ever after.
Live in luxury.
Live in luxury.
He's living in luxury in the west of England.
He's living in luxury in the west of England.
The president was living in luxury in a palace while his people starved.
The president was living in luxury in a palace while his people starved.
Live frugally.
Live frugally.
They live frugally, eating only rice and beans.
They live frugally, eating only rice and beans.
Live below the poverty line.
Live below the poverty line.
There are thousands of families living below the poverty line.
There are thousands of families living below the poverty line.
Live in poverty, peace.
Live in poverty, peace.
They lived in poverty for over 20 years.
They lived in poverty for over 20 years.
We hate the war and want to live in peace.
We hate the war and want to live in peace.
Live peacefully, happily.
Live peacefully, happily.
They live here peacefully.
They live here peacefully.
They got married and lived happily ever after.
They got married and lived happily ever after.
Live a busy, quiet life.
Live a busy, quiet life.
She lives a very busy life.
She lives a very busy life.
He lives a quiet life of a monk.
He lives a quiet life of a monk.
Live forever.
Live forever.
No one lives forever.
No one lives forever.
Who wants to live forever?
Who wants to live forever?
Live until you are 80, 90.
Live until you are 80, 90.
Her father lived until he was 82.
Her father lived until he was 82.
Live to 80, 90. Live to the age of 80, 90.
Live to 80, 90. Live to the age of 80, 90.
My grandmother lived to 85.
My grandmother lived to 85.
My grandfather lived to the age of 93.
My grandfather lived to the age of 93.
Live for 60, 70 years.
Live for 60, 70 years.
Goldfish can live for 10 years in a pond.
Goldfish can live for 10 years in a pond.
African elephants can live for 70 years in the wild.
African elephants can live for 70 years in the wild.
Have 2 weeks, 3 months to live.
Have 2 weeks, 3 months to live.
He knows he only has a few months to live.
He knows he only has a few months to live.
Live by doing something.
Live by doing something.
This family live by fishing.
This family live by fishing.
They lived by hunting animals.
They lived by hunting animals.
Earn, make a living.
Earn, make a living.
He earns a living as a photographer.
He earns a living as a photographer.
It's hard to make a living as a musician.
It's hard to make a living as a musician.
Her husband makes a good living.
Her husband makes a good living.
Eke out a living.
Eke out a living.
They eke out a living selling whatever they can.
They eke out a living selling whatever they can.
Provide a living.
Provide a living.
The company provides a living for thousands of people.
The company provides a living for thousands of people.
Live.
Live.
He uses live insects as bait.
He uses live insects as bait.
She carries a live snake in her hand.
She carries a live snake in her hand.
We were so excited to see real live elephants.
We were so excited to see real live elephants.
Live.
Live.
The restaurant has live music every Sunday.
The restaurant has live music every Sunday.
This evening there will be a live broadcast of the debate.
This evening there will be a live broadcast of the debate.
Live.
Live.
The concert was broadcast live from Siem Reap Province.
The concert was broadcast live from Siem Reap Province.
Everyone wants to see them perform live.
Everyone wants to see them perform live.
I live on a quiet road.
I live on a quiet road.
Do you like living in Phnom Penh?
Do you like living in Phnom Penh?
They used to live in Tokyo.
They used to live in Tokyo.
Plants can't live without water.
Plants can't live without water.
Cats can live for about 12 years.
Cats can live for about 12 years.
This is a great place to live.
This is a great place to live.
I live in an old farmhouse.
I live in an old farmhouse.
I don't want to live here permanently.
I don't want to live here permanently.
We went to live in Australia when I was 7.
We went to live in Australia when I was 7.
Women live longer than men in general.
Women live longer than men in general.
Does Sovun still live here?
Does Sovun still live here?
I can't live without my mobile phone.
I can't live without my mobile phone.
We live only a few kilometers from the beach.
We live only a few kilometers from the beach.
The people in this country live in peace.
The people in this country live in peace.
As soon as I saw the place, I knew I didn't want to live there.
As soon as I saw the place, I knew I didn't want to live there.
We are living in a toughly competitive world.
We are living in a toughly competitive world.
All animals have to eat in order to live.
All animals have to eat in order to live.
Spiders can live for several days without food.
Spiders can live for several days without food.
The doctors said she only had 3 months to live.
The doctor said she only had 3 months to live.
He only lived a few days after the accident.
He only lived a few days after the accident.
What do you do for a living?
What do you do for a living?
I quite like wine, but I can live without it.
I quite like wine, but I can live without it.
This tree has been living for over 200 years.
This tree has been living for over 200 years.
There is a tank of live lobsters in this restaurant.
There is a tank of live lobsters in this restaurant.
It's very convenient that you live near the market.
It's very convenient that you live near the market.
Without light, plants couldn't live.
Without light, plants couldn't live.
I just want to live my life in my own way.
I just want to live my life in my own way.
They have enough money to live comfortably.
They have enough money to live comfortably.
He's so poor, I wonder how he lives.
He's so poor, I wonder how he lives.
My grandmother came to live with us when I was 12.
My grandmother came to live with us when I was 12.
They lived by begging for several years.
They lived by begging for several years.
I hope I live to see my grandchildren.
I hope I live to see my grandchildren.
His grandfather lived to the ripe old age of 95.
His grandfather lived to the ripe old age of 95.
Few people live beyond the age of 100.
Few people live beyond the age of 100.
The study found that men who were married lived longer than those who were not.
The study found that men who were married lived longer than those who were not.